All right, I'm going to begin this course with a very bold statement. If you ever use a paper contract again, you are a big, big dummy. Sorry to use such foul language. Sorry to insult you, but I'm being real. Don't use paper contracts, really. Unless you have like a really important security reason for doing so, which 95% of you don't, you need to move to an e-signature platform. Now, if you're aware of e-signature platforms, there are many benefits. You've probably used DocuSign, Adobe Sign, HelloSign, Zoho Sign, one of those. Go ahead and skip this first lesson. But for those of you that kind of need to be educated, what we accomplish using a e-signature platform is we let you automate and just make so convenient all the tedious process of getting paperwork signed. This can work for any kind of document you need signed, not just contracts. You can do it for quotes and scope documents, literally anything that a signature is required on. I'll give you a quick look at the magic, the actual magic going on here. So I've cooked up a little example. Your client will receive an email like this. We'll talk later in the course about how you can customize this email, maybe remove the branding, customize it to yourself. But they'll essentially get an email saying, hey, you need to sign this contract. They click start signing, brings up some info on the contract they need to sign. That's great. You click proceed to document. And now it really is so simple and straightforward. The contract is here for review. We'll talk later in the course about how we've been able to merge information from the CRM directly into here. This is a contract for doing a magic show at the Queen of England's birthday party. It doesn't come cheap, $110 an hour, but totally worth it. She loves magic. So we click confirm that you've read the signature disclosure, agree and continue. The platform actually takes you immediately to the fields that you need to sign, so you can obviously review. But if you've already reviewed it before and you just need to sign it, it'll take you right down there. So you just click signature, ask you for your name. My name is Peter Testington, the 17th, 18th, Professor Peter Testington, PPTXV. Oh, I guess there's a limit on the initials, whatever. But look at that beautiful signature. Everyone knows that Peter Testington is one of the most important people around in the British monarchy. What company? Well, it's the British Crown. What's his job title? He is the Chief Magician Consultant. And the sign date, it'll automatically pull in today's. Click finish. Boom. The document has now been signed by the client. The nice thing here, the client can download it or they will get an automatic copy of the PDF. And on on your end, being able to see the contract, you'll be able to see a completed contract replete with a downloadable PDF with all of the fields signed. So for your records, we'll talk later in the course about how it's stored in more than just one place for your convenience, but rest assured that you now have a copy of that contract. So that's the value, right? That's the power of using an e-signature platform. You just made it that simple to complete contracts with just a few clicks of a button, automated email notifications. It really is a huge time saver that you should look into. Okay, let me walk you through kind of the simplest way of doing things. The rest of the course will be dedicated to really, really cool and actually fairly easy to set up automations that can really save you some time. But if you're just getting used to this, let's just start from scratch and let you test it, kind of get used to it before you really start eating the meat of e-signature automation. So let's go to Zoho Sign. Again, by this point, you should have signed up for a trial or added it to your Zoho One. You'll have full access to all the features we'll be talking about. You can click Documents. Oh, whoops. No, we're going to click on the plus right here. We're going to say Send for Signatures. Go ahead and upload the document that you would like to send off. In this case, I have a Word document. You can also use a PDF. I'll upload this Word document. Takes a little bit to upload. While you're waiting on that, oh, I got it, perfect. While you are waiting on that, go ahead and let's put in the email of the person you'd like to send it to. In this case, we'll send it to Honest Roof Repairs, Mike at Honest Roof Repairs. And then let's say he's the only signer that needs to take a look at it. Click continue. And you can review the contract. Again, this one's just a basic test one. So let's just say it looks perfect. I will say, and again, this is one of the limiting factors. You can't edit the document at this stage. The document needs to be already set up with all the wording you want it to by the time you get to this point. Again, if you are bugged by that or want more control, follow along in the next part of the course. I'll explain how to get around that. So let's go ahead and now drag in fields that we want Mike at Honest Roof Repairs to fill out. We want his signature. We want his full name. And we want his job title. And we want the date. Looks perfect. We can go ahead and click send. And it's going to say, do you confirm that you want honestroofrepairs@gmail.com to sign 4 fields? You say yes. And your contract has now been sent off for signature. You can keep track of it under documents. You can see all of your documents completed, in progress, draft. This one is in progress. If you click on it, you'll see it's kind of cool. It'll show you that it's been sent. It'll tell you the second he's viewed it as well as when he's signed it. So if you are looking to kind of just get started with a test and see what's going on, this is the best way of doing so. All right, now I want you to understand the power of using Zoho Sign with Zoho CRM. First and foremost, this is an example contract, and I just want you to see we've actually automatically merged in data from the CRM into the contract. That happened automatically. We didn't have to touch anything. This is our CRM record. Again, it's the Queen of England's birthday party magic show. Going to be a big deal. Everyone that's anyone will be there. And look at what we've merged in. We've merged in the deal name, the account name, and the amount of the contract. If I click on retainer contract, you'll see, oh wait, not the amount. We have it down here, the hourly rate field. We've merged that in. If you look, you'll see that's the account name, that's the deal name, that's the hourly rate, all of which have been merged in successfully. So that's a huge part of the vision of what we're trying to accomplish with this CRM Zoho Sign integration. In the next videos, we'll explore other powerful reasons for setting this up. But first and foremost, the ability to merge information automatically into the CRM or into the document from the CRM, that you can't put a price on that. It's so nice to not have to update your documents every single time you send a contract. Look at how nice this is. You're in a deal record. You see this little Zoho Sign documents related list with one record. You look down at it, it has the name of the contract, has the email, created time, the document status, the contact that it's associated with, and you can open up that contract. And you're able to see more information on it, as well as click on attachments and see the completed PDFs, as well as the signatures. Click on that. You can see all of your completed PDFs. So it's just extremely helpful for being able to look back and see where did we create a contract for which customers, is it signed, and have that all related back to your already existing CRM data. The final reason we really like working within the Zoho Sign, Zoho CRM integration is because we can create workflow rules from document signature. Oh, it is so nice to be able to automatically update the deal stage if a contract gets completed, or send an email to say, hey, this contract's been completed, notify the operations team so they can start onboarding the client. Or you can actually auto create invoices potentially. Contracts done, create an invoice within Zoho Books or QuickBooks. So the ability to create that automation, we'll go a little bit more into it later in the course. But as you can see, we have a Zoho Sign documents module that we can create rules from, where we say when a record is created, for instance. Let's actually say, we'll say create or edit. We're going to go ahead and say where the document status is signed. Now we have kind of the whole world of Zoho CRM workflow automation at our fingertips from this point. So email notifications, field updates, custom functions, we've built a lot of those for this scenario. So again, by building it this way, you're able to automate post-contract signature actions within Zoho CRM, which is super helpful. If you are not a Zoho One user, then use the instructions above to sign up for a standalone Zoho Sign trial. This video is only for people that need to add Zoho Sign to their Zoho One account. Go to, do it together, one.zoho.com. Should bring up something like this. Go to the admin panel. Under applications, if you see Sign here, then you are good to go. If not, click search applications, search for Sign. Sorry, I'm stupid. Click add application and then search for Sign and click add. This will now create a Zoho Sign account that you can then log into by going to sign.zoho.com, and it's been added to your Zoho One account. So again, if you are not a Zoho One customer, instructions are above. If you are a Zoho One customer, do not go and sign up for an extra Zoho One trial or Zoho Sign trial. Just add it to your Zoho Sign, and then you can have access. Okay, it should go without saying, but we are integrating Zoho Sign with Zoho CRM, so you also need to have a Zoho CRM account as well. I'm assuming you already do. If you don't, we'll link up above on how to sign up for that. Let's go ahead and log into our crm.zoho.com. Pulls up our CRM login, and then I'm going to show you how to install the Zoho Sign extension. Fairly straightforward. Then go up to your settings. There, under Marketplace, click All. Brings up a little store with a bunch of extensions. Go ahead and just search for Zoho Sign. You should see Zoho Sign for Zoho CRM. Install and install. Agree to these terms of use. Go ahead and install it for all users. Takes a second. And that has now been installed. Next video will cover what exactly that installed. From this screen, it will tell you everything that just got added. I'll go ahead and show it to you as well. So you can see in the contacts module, there was a button added called Send for Zoho Sign that also is in the accounts module, as well as invoices if you do use the invoices module, and deals. That's kind of the most important one. It did add 3 new modules, the Zoho Sign documents, document events, and recipients modules. Those are going to take up some space in your top bar. I'll show you how to create a tab group to hide them because you usually don't click directly into them. And then it did add a send for Zoho Sign button also in the leads, quotes, purchase orders, and sales orders button. So it also added some additional code. Let's go and look and see what the buttons look like. So in the contacts module, we go to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you can see this big button now appeared, send for Zoho Sign. We'll obviously be walking you through clicking that button, but this is how Zoho Sign has you send contracts from Zoho CRM, is by clicking this button. So there you go. All right. The entirety of this automation that I am so fond of rests upon the concept of Zoho CRM mail merge templates. We will go over these mail merge templates now, teach you how to import one, also how to create one. So let's go ahead and go to our settings. Under customization, you should see templates. You may have used this before in email templates. In our case, we're going to be using mail merge templates. So click on mail merge. And let's talk about what a mail merge template is overall. A mail merge template is a document that you merge CRM information into before sending it off. So there's a lot of applications about this. There's a video down below where we talk about other applications. So that's further on in this course. In our case, we are just going to be using a mail merge template to complete contracts. So let's go ahead and import the document. There's a link to this Word document up above. You can download it and import it into your own CRM as you follow along. We click on this import button. We are going to be importing this into the deals module. We will call it the project contract. Select file. Again, you will have already downloaded this from the link above. Open the project contract. And you can leave it in the public mail merge templates folder for now. Go ahead and click import. And now let's go in and view it. You click on the mail merge template and then click edit. And you see it's a little bit rough around the edges in some spots. We will be cleaning it up, but you do have now a contract that we can play with. So in the next video, we'll go ahead and edit this contract. Now that we have a contract to work with, we're going to talk about what you can do with a mail merge template. And again, there's a lot of powerful features in here. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the concept of merge fields. If you have used email templates in Zoho CRM, you're very familiar with the idea of a merge field. We are merging CRM data into a contract dynamically. For example, let's do account name. We are saying that we are going to dynamically merge the account name of a deal into this contract when we send the contract. The way we insert a merge field is type in a little hashtag, little £, Shift-3. And now we see all of the different fields we can merge in. I see account name. So I'll click that and you can see this is a merge field. We will also do the deal name. So let's do a hashtag and you see deal name, insert that. This is formatting modifiable. So let's go ahead and standardize the font size, and that will now merge in that information at that font size. We also want to bill a one-time project fee of the amount, the deal amount. So we will do hashtag and we'll use the amount field. Now, there are other things that we want to do here. We will continue editing this contract. I see one other merge field that I want. I want to merge the client's name into the actual contract. So we'll do the account name as well. And then we include our address information. The rest of the contract doesn't have any info that needs a merge field. You can put as many merge fields as you want. I've had clients that have had upwards of 150 merge fields and it all works swimmingly. Just as an FYI, we do not use merge fields for signatures. We will be working on that in the next couple videos. So Again, any place in this contract that you want to merge CRM data automatically in, we will input a merge field. Now we're going to talk about the idea of signer fields. Now, a signer field is not necessarily a merge field. This is a spot that we want the client to have to put a signature. We want the client to actually manually input information. Think of it this way. You may be merging in the total amount of the contract. That's already kind of been agreed upon. But in this case, you can't merge in the date that the client is going to sign the contract. They may let it sit in their inbox for 6 days or may need to review it first. So signer fields are fields that you want to collect when the client actually signs the contract, when they've brought it up on their computer, and the fields it's going to be prompted for them to input information into. I have an example of that process in the first lesson of this course if you want to review that. So signer fields are very simple to insert. Go ahead and go to the fields section on the left-hand side. And you should see fields and signatures, and there's this little signer fields option. Now, this is a very, very important idea, the idea of multiple signatures. In our situation, we are only going to be sending contracts to one signer. You can, however, add multiple signers if you'd like. And in that case, it's very straightforward. You just add new signers and assign fields to them. And you can see when we insert the actual fields, we're inserting fields for signer 1 or signer 2. But again, in our example, we're just going to do signer 1. And we want to put them right here. So we need the following. We need a signature field right there. Boom, we've inserted that. Just as a note, these fields are all by default mandatory. You can check this box to make them not mandatory. We need the signer's full name. Insert that right there. We need the signer's job title there. And we need the sign date. This information will be by a representative of our company, and we'll insert that in the next video. But signer fields, just to go over it one more time, these are the fields that when we send the contract off, these will ask the recipient for information when they are signing. Now, these fields, they're the same fields as we want our signer to fill out, but these are actually the signature fields for the representative of our corporation. And some companies like to do it different ways. Some companies do like to have someone review the contract ahead of time, an internal executive review the actual contract and then sign off on it. In our case, I think a lot of you that are using this, you won't really care about that. You just want to pre-populate the signature in there so that it looks like it's already been signed. That's very, very straightforward. So let's go ahead and go back to fields, and we're going to insert my signature. And here it will ask us to pre-populate our signature, which we will do right here. Name of our signer is Debbie Money and have initials right there. So we will set that signature and update it. And now we have a signature that Zoho CRM can use. So I click insert and it inserts that signature. Also, if you have a JPEG or a PNG, you can insert that. This is a live document, so you can insert that like you would a Microsoft Word under insert image. But I prefer just leave the my signature field. So that works. Signer, we can just type out the text, Debbie Money, title, owner, and then date. This is where things get really cool. Under the fields tab, we have a field called auto fields and a field called date. Click this little arrow and you can actually insert today's date. And this will dynamically update no matter when you're sending the contract. So that's very, very helpful. Again, the client will fill out all of this info themselves when they receive the contract for signature, which we will cover in the next video, but your signature process is now done. One other point to know, our clever viewers will have seen all that mail merge functionality and will say, can I use this for other stuff besides contracts, or am I limited to just contracts? No, you can use mail merge functionality for a million other applications, and you would be dumb not to do so. Sorry, that's my second time calling you dumb in this course already. I need to watch my language. We're going to walk through in the next video sending off contracts, but just so you're aware, now that you've created a mail merge template, you can click in a deal record because you created your mail merge template for the deals module. You can click on these three little dots and you'll see the mail merge button. You see the template that you just created and you'll open it with Zoho Writer. And the advantage you see here is all of your info is pre-populated and you have these options. You can insert other fields you'd like to merge. You can merge it as a new document so that you can email it or download it. You can save it as a file. You can send it via email. There is also another way of doing sign collection by using these mail merge documents. That is a little more advanced. Let's talk about that when you're ready. You probably won't want to do it in 90% of cases. The workflow I'm showing you works. But you can see that you can merge these documents and not have to send them off for signature. Where would you do that? Smart companies will do that for proposals rather than just something to sign. They'll merge in lots of information from the CRM into a proposal. They'll do it for presentations, scope documents. Pretty much any piece of paper you send could potentially be templatized and turn into a mail merge template. So go ahead and get creative on that. It's kind of outside the scope of this course, but definitely a feature you should be exploring. Okay, let's actually send off a contract like I've been promising you for this whole stinking course. Go ahead and open up the record that you'd like to send off a test contract for. Again, we did it in the deals module. You may do it in any module you want, but we're going to be sending off a contract for this deal. So I'll go ahead and click the Send for Zoho Sign button. Be sure if this pop-up doesn't show up that you've allowed pop-ups in your internet browser. That's been an issue I've seen in the past. Now hover over Use Template, go to Mail Merge Templates, select the template that you already created. If it doesn't show up here, you probably are in the wrong module or created your template for the wrong module. So go double check that. Click Project Contract and click Add. Now this will take a second. What it's doing is it's loading the contract into Zoho Sign and it's merging information into Zoho Sign. So we'll give it just a second. Play Jeopardy music. Hey, got it done. Now, one important thing I want to note is that it's automatically pulled in the record that's going to be receiving the contract for signature. How does it know that? Well, if you scroll down in your deal record, you'll see this deal, this contact record has been added. So it automatically pulls that contact in. So that's a very, very nice little feature. For multi-step workflows where you need to pull in multiple contacts and employees at your organization, that gets a little bit more complicated. Generally, you may have to add those recipients manually. You can do that pretty easily by looking up contact records right here. But again, that's a little outside the scope of this video. We'll go ahead and click Next. So now it's going to open up Zoho Sign and it's showing us kind of more of the details that we already set. One note you'll want to look at is look under More Settings, just to make sure that you don't want to change any of these settings here. Let's assume that you don't. Go ahead and click Continue, and this is the final step. This is showing you the completed contract with all of the information merged in, as you can see. And at the bottom, you can see we have already signed it, and it will show you the 4 fields that they are responsible for filling out. You can go ahead and click Send if you confirm that this is right. And it'll just confirm one more time, this recipient should fill out these 4 fields. You click Confirm, and the contract has now been sent. Final big thing for you to consider is some of the appearance of your contract, how it looks when it's sent. The big things you need to consider are going to be the email that it's sent from. By default, it'll come from notifications at zohosign.com. The template that it's sent in, this is the default template, has a Zoho Sign logo, doesn't have your logo by default. And then finally, when they click Start Signing, you can see that it takes them to sign.zoho.com rather than going to your actual website. So let me just show you very briefly. We won't cover this in much detail, but if you go to sign.zoho.com, go down to settings, there are all sorts of settings down here that will let you customize that with organization details. That allows you to manage the emails that are going to send your templates. Click on email templates. You can enable customization and tweak this template a little bit. And then there's also, I forget exactly where we do custom subdomains, but it is somewhere in here that you can set up a subdomain for your website. Go ahead and you can reach out if you have questions about that. But there's a lot of customizability you can make to really make these templates sing and match your brand image. Okay, this is more of just a OCD thing for me. You might not care about it at all. These modules that get added, Zoho Sign documents, Zoho Sign document events, recipients, what a nightmare. They're so big. They take up so much room. They're so confusing. Why are there 3 of them? So let's go ahead and just create a tab group real fast to hide them. Just so you understand, Zoho Sign documents is pretty much the only one that we really care about. The other ones are kind of related module entries that, again, we don't really need to worry about that much, that are kind of just related in here. So let's go ahead and go to settings. We'll go to modules and fields, go to tab groups, and we'll create a new tab group, call it simple. And there's a good feature to know about outside of Zoho Sign. You can add the modules that you want to show up. So we'll go ahead and add Zoho Sign documents, but not the other ones. And now in the top left in this little hamburger menu, you can click simple, and you can see that it's now hidden all the big beastly Zoho Sign modules from view. They can still access them by going to all tabs, but simple is going to be the easiest way of navigating the CRM. So again, little OCD, small thing, but could help you as you're setting this up.